From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, June 30th, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. Hawaiian Airlines suffers cyberattack. The incident, which took down some IT systems, was first reported on Thursday morning. The airline stated it was, quote, still able to safely operate a full flight schedule and was working towards an orderly restoration, end quote. Numerous incident responders are attributing the attack to a scattered spider. This group has been very busy of late, allegedly responsible for the UK retailers' attacks as well as attacks on insurance companies such as Aflac. United Natural Foods says cyber incident will impact quarterly income. Following up on a story we covered on June 10th, the food distributor, which is the main supplier for Whole Foods and the largest health and specialty food distributor in the United States and Canada, says that systems have been restored, but that the incident is, quote, likely to have an effect on the company's income for the final quarter of its fiscal year, which ends in August, end quote. This attack did not include any data breaches, and no group has claimed responsibility as of yet. The company had cyber insurance that will cover at least some of the costs, but that will likely be paid out at some point in the next fiscal year. Russia throttles Cloudflare, making sites inaccessible. Russian internet service providers have been, quote, throttling access to websites and services protected by Cloudflare, making sites inaccessible from the country, end quote. This has meant that Russian internet users can only download the first 16 kilobytes of any web asset, which is insufficient for most Cloudflare-backed sites. For its part, Cloudflare says it is, quote, in no position to remediate the situation as the throttling is outside its control and there are no effective workarounds or mitigations to address the access problems that it causes, end quote. The company has not received formal communication about the throttling from the Russian state, but, quote, considers this action part of the country's broader strategy to oust Western tech firms from the domestic market, end quote. Ahold Delhaize data breach info released. Following up on another food distributor's story, the Dutch company Ahold Delhaize, that is spelled AHOLD DELHAIZE, one of the world's largest food retail chains, is now notifying more than 2 million individuals that their personal, financial, and health information was stolen in the November ransomware attack that impacted its U.S. systems. The multinational retailer, which operates in Europe, the US, and Indonesia, has not named any cybercrime group behind the breach. However, the Inc. ransomware group did mention the company on its dark web portal in April, along with samples of documents allegedly stolen from the company's systems. Huge thanks to our sponsor, Palo Alto Networks. You're moving fast in the cloud, and so are attackers. But while SecOps and cloud security teams are working in silos, attackers are exploiting the gaps between them. Cortex Cloud by Palo Alto Networks bridges this divide, unifying teams and stopping attacks with real-time cloud security that includes AI-powered protection, detection, and automated response capabilities. Threats are stopped in minutes instead of days, and teams can finally protect cloud environments at the speed and scale of modern attacks. To learn more about how Cortex Cloud stops cloud attacks before they become breaches, visit paloaltonetworks.com/cortex/cloud detection and response. That is cloud-detection-and-response. A link to which is available in the show notes to this episode. Microsoft security updates address CrowdStrike crash. A major IT outage last year caused by a faulty software update from cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike led to global crashes of millions of Windows devices. Although the issue stemmed from CrowdStrike's Falcon software, which had deep access to the Windows kernel, Microsoft received much of the blame. In response, Microsoft has now announced changes to reduce such risks. Antivirus will no longer have direct kernel access, and a new endpoint security platform will soon be introduced. This platform will require security updates from third-party vendors to pass through extensive testing and review before deployment to Windows systems worldwide. FBI warns of social engineering exploiting patients and healthcare providers. The Bureau has issued a warning about criminals posing as health insurers and claims investigators to steal medical and financial data from patients and healthcare providers. They use emails and text to pressure victims into handing over sensitive information or to make payments for fake service overpayments. According to Errol Weiss from Health ISAC, such scams are increasing, often involving impersonation of trusted entities like government agencies or major brands. Criminals use previously leaked personal data, even partial data, to make their schemes more convincing, creating a false sense of trust and legitimacy. Google's emissions up 51% as AI electricity demand counters green efforts. Google's carbon emissions have jumped this number 51% since 2019, largely due to the growing energy demands of artificial intelligence. Despite investments in renewable energy and carbon removal, the company is struggling to reduce from its supply chain those known as Scope 3 emissions. A 27% year-over-year increase in electricity use reflects the rising power needs of data centers that support AI models like Google's Gemini and ChatGPT. Experts warn that AI could push data centers to consume up to 4.5% of global energy by 2030. Google also notes delays in low-carbon energy solutions like small modular reactors, making decarbonization even more difficult. Hacker helped kill FBI source, says El Chapo case witness. A Justice Department watchdog report has revealed how a hacker hired by the Sinaloa drug cartel, quote, infiltrated cameras and phones to track an FBI official in Mexico investigating the drug lord El Chapo, and then used data from that surveillance to kill and intimidate potential sources and witnesses that the agent was meeting with, end quote. According to the report, the hacker identified people of interest, including the FBI Assistant Legal Attaché, and was then able to hack the attaché's mobile phone number to track calls made and received, as well as geolocation data. This hacker also used Mexico City's camera system to follow the attaché through the city and identify people that they met with. The cartel allegedly used that information to intimidate and in some cases kill potential sources or cooperating witnesses. If you have some thoughts on the news from today or about this show in general, please be sure to reach out to us at feedback@cisoseries.com. We would love to hear from you. I'm Steve Prentice, reporting for the CISO Series.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.